All right, so we're back with Tabor Creek by MJM. So MJM had a kind of a sort of came out of nowhere, at least to me, in the CC contest. He had a really strong finish last summer in that. Um, so he kind of was pretty silent the whole time here, while the window was open, and he came in and at the very end. Um, I don't think I think he definitely didn't get to spend as much time on this as he wanted. But I'm really coming in totally blind here. I have no idea. I know nothing about this course. Um, so we shall see. This is not the last course, Matt. This is there. I have two more to do after this. I still have to do Petro and Ericsson. So I think I should have time to get at least one more done after this one. So yeah, let's go. He says medium or high winds any direction, so screw it. We'll go high winds. All right, so this one's got a lot less going elevation wise, pretty narrow. Going high winds with narrow fairways, that's pretty ballsy. It's also 7,400 yards. I'm very curious to see how I do with my my little, PXG driver. Yeah, we ran out of room on the right there, I think. Into the bunker. It looks like he kind of used the fairway texture here, kind of running into it. Just from like the overheads, it looks kind of Shinnecock like almost. So obviously we're not getting there. We got 252. So I think we probably just want to chop it out here. Royal, I saw the notification Royal Bounty. I was hoping it was a Royal County Down you know, parody like I don't know, Royal Bounty Town or something. Okay, so we got a little wedge up the hill after laying up. And we got a slow. I felt that one. I think that these bunkers look. I think it looks like he was really careful to get his fairway splines kind of like running right up to the edge of the bunker there. That you have that little bit of an acute angle of heavy rough there on the near side there, but I'm not really gonna nitpick that too much. So we got a small green here. It's kind of got like two levels to it. Do I try and splash this or chip it maybe? Man, those chips really run out when you try and chip it from the bunker. Okay, so we got a downhill par 3 here, long par 3. Definitely didn't. It looks like we don't. The first two holes. Nothing overly fancy, but I think it works so far. It seems to work pretty well. Okay, you got that little kicker slope on the left there. The little mounds kind of help you steer it into the left hole locations there. Let's just nuke one off the green, why don't we? Yeah, the bunkering's a little more. I mean, after the bunkering we saw on Maddie's course, this is what the bunkering here is a little sedate. Okay, so this hole seems a little. I don't know. You're just pinching the fairway to nothing. Like, there's no way for me to. I can't get up into this part of the fairway. You're just kind of pinching it down to nothing. It's into the wind, so I guess I can hit driver, but I don't know. This is kind of the first hole we've played that kind of feels like a miss. But yeah, you got the. I guess this is our first brush with the creek, and it doesn't. I don't really. I don't know. I think maybe you could have used it better. It's just kind of like play, depending on the wind, play a driver or like a 3-wood out to the corner, and then you've got all carry to the green. All right, not sure if there's going to be enough there. It looks like we're going to carry it 153 at least. And we got a little bump in the green there. Yeah, there's just really no. I don't really see much in terms of like angles and strategy on this hole. You just kind of narrowed the fairway to nothing. Oh, we almost made the triple breaker. All right, now we got a short par 4 up the hill. Looks like it's just kind of, play along those bunkers there and wedge it on. Maybe if you play away, it looks like the fairway kind of slopes down to the left, so you kind of have a blind wedge up over the bunkers there. And that kicked pretty hard. Yeah, I'm curious how far right you go. You got to go. It looks like I think I can kind of see where the flat is up there. So you do have enough space to kind of put a drive up there, but yeah, if you just miss it by a bit, it just bounds way down here. But we got plenty of green to work with. That's right. Okay. Tough pin. It's not quite on a crown because it does kind of slope from left to right in one direction, but still pretty tough. I'm not sure I really need to approach this green from the right. You do have to deal with the blindness, there is that. Okay, this par 3 looks, I don't know, at least on its face. I'm curious to see what the green contours are doing, but looks fairly basic. You just got this big bunker fronting the green. It looks like there's a ripple in the back of the green that you can kind of feed balls off of down to the pin there. Curious if I'm just completely misreading the land there. But it's a short par 3, so I don't really need to use that necessarily. No, it's not really much of a feeder slope at all, is it? It's just kind of a tier. Okay. Still, I'm not sure that par 3 did a whole lot for me visually. I think you could have maybe bunkered the green in a slightly more aesthetically pleasing style. Okay, so you got this tiny little point that I can maybe make the carry to. Yeah, I feel like this is, why not, especially if you're going to have high winds, right? Why not like connect your fairways here so that you can you can decide if you want to play to that little narrow shoot. It gives you a lousy angle, but I don't know if just shutting off the fairway necessarily, if you needed to do that. Alright, so we play left. We kind of get the angle here. We don't have to play a blind shot over the hill. Well, that turned out pretty well. So you got a steep fall off left. That's a lot of bridges confined in a small space. Got to put my infrastructure criticism hat on here. Yeah, I don't know why would you spend money to build 3 bridges like that? They also don't have any not to go all like engineer on you and stuff, but I don't know if that's, you don't have like any support. going across. But then again, I mean, that's like the last thing I care about. If you don't have much time at the end, I'd rather spend it, you know, polishing the playability of the golf holes, more than making sure your bridges are structurally sound. Okay. Yeah, so these fairway connections here, they just kind of they look sort of arbitrary, or maybe a little forced. Like it doesn't look like the fairways like kind of flow into each other. All right, so we got this little chute to play it through. Okay, so I'm curious what the deal is with this green. It looks like it's kind of front to back slope. Certainly not much going on visually. No, it's not. It's not front to back at all. It's back to front. Yeah, we got some little mounds kind of poking into the green. Oh, I managed to make a sidewinder there. Back to even. Looks like the green's kind of not quite a boomerang, but it kind of bends around that bunker a little bit. I guess you can if you yeah it's way downwind, so you can potentially make that carry. It's uphill though, so I don't think I can make it with my driver. So I think we'll just play out to the right here. I don't know. I mean, the way I see it, it's more like you know, in real life, you only know the green slopes after you've played the course, right? Um, so I kind of approach it that way. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like from the yardage book, you're not going to be able to. You can't really, unless the lighting is just perfect. You're probably not going to be able to see much in terms of the green slopes. But I think if the green tends to fit in with the rest of the land, you know, I think I think you can kind of give the player clues as to, what they can try. Okay, so we got kind of like a narrow par 5 here. I don't think we can get home in 2 in this wind. The bunkers there look pretty good from the tee. You got this kind of like these echelon bunkers there. Oh, geez, that wasn't very good. Nice, like kind of wide open clubhouse area. Presumably that's 18 there. Okay, so it looks like we're kind of playing along that ravine, the ravine here on the right. Again, fairway really narrows down. Again, if you're, if you want me to play on high winds, then you, I prefer you give me fairways that I can play on high winds. Well, we did manage to hit the fairway. So it looks like the low area there, you got like little puddles in the, like little wet areas, and then just kind of like grass scattered in there. You might have, think you could have added maybe some bushes. Maybe you have a few up by the green, but you could have done a little more there, I suppose. I know you said you were short on time, but that doesn't have any bearing in terms of the contest and how I judge it. Okay, so yeah, to this pin you can see you got to deal with the slope coming off that bunker if you come in from the left, but the fairway's so narrow, you know, like no one's ever really going to approach that from the wrong angle. Okay, long par, medium length par 5 into the wind. I think we probably want to hit driver here just so we make sure we can cover the ravine on our second shot. Alright, kind of in between clubs here, I think. Maybe that knocks the pitching with the gap wedge down enough. Okay, so the green's in a little pocket here. Not necessarily tons of trouble around it. Okay, now we got a sort of medium length par 3 all carry over the ravine. I'd say maybe bump the tee box up a little bit. I just feel like I'm not really looking at much here, especially with the shadows like kind of coming over there. You know, you can't really see any. I just see the little like some grass in front of me and then a little sliver of green. Okay. So we're along the creek again. Looks like if we play close to it, we get a better angle into the green. 5-12 par 4 into the wind. I don't know if we're going to get there in 2. Yeah, we only drove at 266. Nope. Uphill into the wind. Not happening. We'll just bash it up by the green, I guess. Yeah, looks like the green's elevated here. Well, I think we got there. Yep. That back left pin maybe looks... Well, you do have quite a big backboard there, but I don't think you can really use the slopes to work the ball into it. But yeah, I'd say, I mean, you do have this little mound here helps, but it does feel like a pretty unwelcoming green for such a long hole. It's what, 515 uphill. Okay, so now we've got our kind of like little center line bunker. We got a little alley here. I think we can easily make the carry with this wind. Well, I guess this makes up for not being able to reach the last par 4, or at least, or barely being able to reach it with two drivers. Yeah, the little islands in the creek look pretty good. Just kind of a do or die par 5. I don't know if you really lose that much if you go left of that bunker. I guess it's less of a straight line into the hole, but you don't really have a good angle in either way. And I had 4 iron, so it's not like I couldn't have got home in 2 if I went left. Hey Adam, no, I'm playing on pro. When I play online, my tempo tends to be a little unreliable, so I'm just that bad that I'm shooting 1 under on pro settings. Okay, so now we kind of got this crossing of the fairway. It would seem, yeah, it looks like we got a little mound right of the green there, so it seems like the green's kind of favoring a shot from the left. That wasn't a very good swing. Well, let's put it off the green. Okay, we got kind of a big mouth bunker there. Short par 3, very short par 3. So we kind of got this plateau up on the left. And you got that deep hollow long. You got like a little funnel on the front right. Yeah, pretty nifty green, I think. All right, another long par 4. Looks like he kind of got a shade towards those bunkers on the right. I think we want to go full 3-wood here. Well, it looks like you want to come in from the right to avoid having to deal with that swale. Although I think when the pin's in the back, you actually kind of do want to come in from the left, I'd say. Okay, so we got this fairway kind of weaves its way through some bunkers on the right, some bunkers on the left. Another 500 plus yard par 4. At least this one's downwind. I think we can carry it over that second bunker there. Ooh, I think we're pin high there. No, just a little long. No, I got 2 more after this one. I think I might save those for a double header probably sometime tomorrow, because the week's kind of wore me down, so I think I might turn it early tonight. So kind of like a semi-amphitheater green here. All right. So, I think especially for a deadline, didn't quite get to completely polish everything published. I'd kind of, to quote my friend Matt F, I would say this is a solid design. I'd say the narrow fairways didn't necessarily do a lot for me. There were some of the fairways were wider, but the narrower ones didn't really do a lot for me. Thought the bunkering looked good in places. In other places, it looked like you could have spiced things up with the sculpting a little bit more. I thought the greens were pretty good. So, yeah, I think that's really all I have to say. I thought the fairway surfacing, you could have been maybe a little more imaginative. Like if you look at the course that I played before this one, I thought that one had plenty of width, and I had a lot more thinking to do off the tee. This was just more like, do I want to try and fit a driver into that narrow spot or not? Again, there were a few places where you had some width. There was a little more options involved. I think I would have liked to have seen that a little bit more. And maybe it probably could have had like one less 520-yard par 4. I think it probably had maybe one too many of those. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that does in Group C. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna call it a night after that one. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Take it easy.